beating Memphis.
Which is impressive.
Yeah, which is very good. And they had a chance to come back and beat the Lakers, by the way. Lakers had them down big. They came all the way back as Joe.
I know how much that kid has worked on his game. His dad has told me. And Michael was always asking him to be a thirsty scorer. He's become... Cheeks was not a big-time scorer. I mean, obviously, when he played for the Sixers, they had some good teams, and he wasn't called upon to score that many points. He could have averaged that many assists easily, but Allen Iverson is one I'm thinking of.
T, there's other good memories up there, pal, right?
That's right, baby.
All right, T, we'll talk to you at the half.
Thanks.
Jazz up by 6, trying to work it inside is Love. Rejected once, lost it again. Pekovic is in.
Been very good. Out-rebounded in 26 of the last 33 games. 4-30 as a team this season when they get out-rebounded.
9th offensively, 11th defensively. 8. This got to the line more, but it was relatively close. I mean, Golden State now, I mean, talking about 10 of 11 from the line.
Ryan Anderson, the NBA's most improved player a season ago.
Didn't agree with that.
Didn't agree with that.
No.
Rubio. And that ACL injury, March 9th of last year against the Lakers, recovered and returned against Dallas back into
meetings between the teams. So need to find a way to close out against Golden State.
And not just 10-point leads. 21-point lead and a 20-point lead.
Written out.
Be on that all-star team. Jeremy Lin's also in the top 5 in vote getters for the guards in the West. Ricky Rubio.
Our broadcast crew, Marty Yellner.
Hey, Dave, one guy who's been helping Shved through this slump this season is his fellow Russian, Andrei Kirilenko. This morning at shoot-around, Kirilenko said, I know this is a tough time for Shved, but he needs to stay positive right now. And he said, I'm not saying that just to be cliche. He really can't afford.
3-point game. Here's Budinger.
He was deep into the restricted area.
Be tough.
Budinger.
Game. The Wolves weren't motivated enough. They got a little extra motivation right now. Rubio cornered.
Maxio that time.
Pistons within 11. Just under 4.5 to play in the third. Ridnour.
3-point zone. Fulton Holmes donates $100 to Sons Charity. Alexei Shved, cross-court Steamser, fakes the pass. And
from the floor. He's 0 for 9, including tonight from the three-point line. Assist ratio about 2 to 1. The thing really positive is 79%.
1001. He just wants to win games.
Well, as I said earlier, he doesn't like the spotlight, and he knows that he can't get out of this spotlight till it's over with.
Exactly right.
Rubio, nice kick.
He hit 8 of 14 behind the arc.
He was the only one in the backcourt, really the Miami game, that was able to find some comfort.
Not many easy layups, and we got to make shots. We got to make plays at the basket, finish plays at the basket, and then someone's got to come up with a big shot for us.
Thanks a lot.
All right.
Dante Cunningham back in from Minnesota after 2 early fouls. Shved. Correa. Foul.
game suspension. So let's see if any of that carries over into tonight. Suns down 3. Kevin Love
for the Thunder. And so here we go, starting the second half. Here is Kirilenko. He's out there with Pekovic. There is Kevin Love alone.
5 straight home games for Jared Dudley, averaging just under 12 now. Suns down 3, coming up on 2 minutes remaining in the first. Love slips and slides. Can the Suns hang on? 5:37 to go. They're up by a point. Nice pass in a crowd.
Half of the basketball game. Kirilenko has it out front. Kirilenko, Williams, Pekovic, Ridnour, and Rubio out there for the Timberwolves. And
a sea of black jerseys in the paint.
Although they still getting the point.
Yes, what they do is they do a great job of drawing and kicking too.
Man.
Nice job for this team too. You know, he really protects the paint pretty well. Pretty good pick and roll defender. Better than his brother probably.
Love that.
By Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. Now Pekovic does come back in for the final 2 minutes. I'm just wondering why he sat for so long.
Rubio looks to Pekovic. We're back down against DeAndre Jordan.
Had it for some reason.
Well, Gasol and Howard never really seemed to figure it out. Ironically, after February 1st, Buttinger.
Defensive efficiency is just as bad. Don't think that per 100 possessions it's not bad too. It is 30th in the NBA, almost 107 a game per 100 possessions.
They also struggle in points in the paint.
Bosch has 12 for Minnesota. Kirilenko with 15 and Pekovic with 12. Versus the 14 rebounds for Love. 2-point lead for the Heat. Haslam could not.
To the Spurs in that third quarter. And as a result, the Spurs, after shooting 20 free throws in the first half, making them all, shot none in the third quarter.
Britt Robson made a good point about Alexi Shved. Maybe Alexi needs to spend a couple games in the D-League getting his confidence back, because it's completely gone now.
8.
Only offensive answer so far for the Hawks.
Scratching their head. We knew that the Lakers were loading up. We knew that Harden was traded to
Mentioned that back in the first half, Quinn, about Frank Vogel talking about pass fake. You need to pass fake as now Buttinger.
Yellow ball. Off the screen, it's Williams.
Nightmares that can be dealt to an organization and a coaching staff. You know, and continue to win is something I do feel.
if he does not come back into this game. Still a lot of basketball to play here at Target Center. Derek.
Rubio, the outstanding passer, still is struggling with that shot. Here's Williams.
Spurs also do a great job of rotating back on defense in jump shooting situations. They may take perimeter jump shots, but they don't get caught with an unbalanced floor. They don't give up second chance points and fast break points.
To me, defensive field goal percentage is if not the most important stat, one of the most important.
No, I can't. Spent 4 years in a VP squadron called the Pelicans. VP 44.
You did? 14, but they were able to force 20 turnovers from the Hornets, who the Grizzlies will see in New Orleans Friday night. Shved off a screen.
Good three-point shooting season at 44%. Better than last year's 42, and he's played less minutes.
He just does a great job of using the defense's momentum against them.
Well, lately, and I look forward to them having a very good game against Houston. Fortunately for the Suns, their 28th turnover just now. 30 points.
And the way that those two, in terms of Westbrook and Kevin Durant, draw fouls, so important.
One of these times, Gregory.
You know, I'm thinking to myself, there just really isn't a bad vantage point in this entire building. And folks up there really seem to have a really nice
chance to catch San Antonio to win the Western Conference. His opinion, the Thunder's got a more favorable schedule. The Spurs do have as many games as any team in the league.
But has not started basketball-related activities. The T-Wolves would like to see him get in 15 or 20 games before the season concludes.
Oklahoma City was coming into last night, you know, just destroying teams by over 20-point margins in 4 games in a row. And the Jazz stopped them in their tracks. And I think from start to finish,